We have authority and the right to name things and thereby give them significance and power, or not significance and not power. That one you're going to have to take a little time on thinking about it. Names are very significant in the Scriptures. Names are changed as characters change. God changed the name of Jacob. He changed the name of Paul. Why? Because their character changed. The name represents things. And what we've been given is we've been given the authority. Man, think about this. What was the first job that God gave Adam? Name. Name the animals. Name everything. Man, there's so much power in this and significance here. I don't think we tap into it much with our culture. So let me just jump here. I hope you can, I know you will. Who you call friend is important. Who you call enemy is important. And for right now, kind of follow with me, please. I don't want you thinking about people right now. And you kind of leave that alone for a little bit right now. I want you to think about something other than people. You know, I've had so many people, when they get into a crisis, they've stated this. Well, going through this crisis sure lets you know who your friends are. And in a way, with people, I think that's a poor statement or assumption. But in life, I think it's a very great thing to say, man, I need to find out who my friends are. Let me just say this. You and I have so much authority and so much power that the Holy Spirit and Jesus work through that if we don't do our part, we limit the Holy Spirit. Think about that. How in the world could you and I limit God? But because of the rules that God himself set up, he says, you can limit me. And I think one of the things we could do to limit him is this. If you and I call an enemy a friend, then the power to put that enemy underneath our feet is blocked. Again, God honors us so much. We're part of the team now, and he says, man, power of life and death is in your tongue. And he's saying, if you call something friend, but it's really an enemy, it blocks him from taking him down. That enemy gets a free pass because we called it a friend. What are you talking about, Pastor John? I'm talking about many, many things. I'm talking about perceptions that we got in our childhood. I'm talking about weaknesses, illnesses, shyness, worry, anxiety, brokenheartedness, wounds, the fear of man. If we take these things and say, how do you do that? Well, how many of you, just think about this when you're a kid, how many of you used illness to get out of something? Man, if I had a social studies test that I hadn't studied for at all, or a workbook that I was supposed to hand in that I hadn't started on, I woke up that morning feeling a little bit off. Seriously, I felt it. I felt it physically. My gut hurt. Because that social studies book was supposed to be handed in, and mine was just totally blank. That was a horrible feeling for me. It's like I wanted to honor my teachers. I just didn't want to do the work. And so I'd say, Mom, my stomach hurts a little bit today. Oh, you'll be fine. Okay, all right, Mom. And then I worked on it until, Mom, I think I got a fever. And by that time, I literally could actually raise my temperature. Mom said, well, I think you do have a fever. Maybe you better stay home today. Okay, Mom. Okay. Sad thing is, I don't think I ever did the workbook anyway. Usually did it on the bus, and you couldn't even read it because we drove on gravel roads. You can take an enemy and call it a friend. Now, I don't want to limit this to just natural things, but I think we can see it a little better in natural things. I remember when I was talking to a guy, and he was telling me, his theory on why it was so hard to give up chewing. He said, I smoked, I drank, I gave those up, but I can't quit chewing. And so that's interesting. I said, I tried it once, and I was driving a $60,000 tractor and a $40,000 chopper, and I got so dizzy I couldn't find the windrow. I said, I don't think I want to work hard to learn how to like this. But for him, he says, no, I know the reason. I said, what's the reason? And he did, but I hope I'm not making fun of him, but he grabbed his can out of his pocket. He thumped it, had a ritual, thumped it, opened the lid, took it out, stuck it in his rock, and said, my friend and I can do this. He said, if I got to go underneath the trailer house in Plum, I hate spiders. I hate webs. I hate plumbing underneath trailer houses. But he said, we'll get her done. And I thought, oh my gosh, you do have something there. How many things do we do that are enemies to our body because it's our friend? I mean, even just having a big gulp, even just having your coffee cup, so often it's like you really don't want the coffee. It's going to make your stomach acidy, and you're going to have whatever. But at the same time, I tell you, some of us don't like to walk out into the public without a friend. You got to have a friend. Doesn't matter if it's your enemy. You got to have a friend. And so it can be all these different things. You get lonely, you get a drink, and here it is. That thing's going to destroy your lips and eat your guts and all that, but you call it a friend. And it's your enemy. It wants to take you out, and the Holy Spirit is there to work with you to put the enemies underneath your feet so you can be free